What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC. Today we're going to be doing a preview of the Olight February 2025 sale, which starts today and ends at the end of the day on March 2nd. Now the big release this time around is going to be the Ostation X, which is mostly off screen here because I wanted to include everything else in the video. So I'll do a separate dedicated video on the Ostation X in the near future, but did want to include it in this video as well since that's kind of the main item releasing during the sale. And this was a Kickstarter previously that's now getting a full launch. This is the AA version. There is a AAA version as well that hasn't released yet. But these start at $95.99 with just the station and the adapter. And I'll try and kind of move it in frame here. You can see it's got this yellow plastic top with this sort of garage sliding door on the top. In the center is the charging station, and if I tilt it too much, it ends up setting off an alarm because this is actively charging at the moment. And then at the bottom is our storage where it dispenses the batteries once they're fully charged. In the middle of that silver section, we also have the reject tray. So if you put the wrong type of batteries in here, whether that's the wrong sizing or a non-NIM battery like a lithium ion or just dirty corroded batteries, they'll kick them into here. You can clean them up and put them back in if it was just dirty, or if they're the wrong type, at least it's throwing them in here so that it's not going through the charging process that it's not really set up for. And so these are actually pretty big. I have this one on my bookshelf until I moved it here for the video. And again, I'm gonna have to find somewhere else to record it because I don't really have a great setup for recording it here, but did want to include it since it's the main item. And so these are about 7 inches deep, 3.84 inches wide, and then 11 inches tall, so about the size of a small shoebox, weighs a little over 3 pounds, and they're really great. You can use it by itself and just put the batteries in the top, use a button to control it, but if you pair it with the app, you're gonna get so much more out of it. And so I have the app open here and it just connected, as you can see, and you can see it's actively charging 4 batteries, which is the max that it can charge at a time, although you can load it up with 32 and it will charge 4, push them out, put the next 4 in, charge those, push them out. So you can see these have been charging for about 30 minutes. These started at around 40%. Had a hard time draining the batteries in time for making this video. I did another round right before this. That one got down to about 30%, and that took about 50 minutes to reach 100% full charge. And so I would imagine we have somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes left on this set, but you can see the exact level of each of those batteries. You can also see a history of how many batteries have been charged during this power on cycle. Since I just moved it earlier this afternoon to my recording table from the bookshelf, it started over from 0, but you can see I've already recharged 8. No invalid batteries during this period, and so it gives a lot of extra stats that you wouldn't have otherwise if you were utilizing it without the app. You don't need to log into the app either. It's great if you do. I order through the same account that I'm logged in for using the Ostation X, and so it's pretty convenient as is, but has how many invalid batteries? You can see there's none so far in the 12 or so that I've put in so far, and there's a couple more loading, and so none have been invalid yet, and I've had pretty good luck. I've seen some people mention with some of the earlier versions that maybe there was a higher rejection rate. I think out of about 40 charge cycles, I've only had 1 rejected battery, and some people have reported higher numbers than that. It could be because this one's not from the Kickstarter, it's a newer batch. It could also be because I connected to the app, I updated the firmware, and so maybe that's improving something as well. I'm not 100% sure, but have had really no issues whatsoever. The one that it rejected, I didn't even clean it or anything. I just dropped it back in there and it went through perfectly fine. And so not sure what changed there, but been working really well for me. I also haven't tested it with other brands of batteries. So this charges AA NIM batteries. It doesn't have to be Olights, although I got a set with 2 8-packs of those batteries, so I've been using it exclusively with those. But you can order Amazon NIM batteries, for example, and toss those in there. It will charge them as well. You also have some additional features that you don't get without the app on the bottom, besides just being able to see visually where you're at in the charge cycle and how many statistics and things like that. You have the paused charging schedule, and that's because this does make a little bit of ambient noise. It's very, very quiet. You probably won't pick it up with me talking. If you have the TV on or really any sort of noise going on in the background, you are not going to hear this. But if it's very quiet, you'll hear a very, very dull hum. And so it does make a little bit of noise. I don't think that's going to interrupt anyone's sleep schedule or anything like that, though. Where it makes the most noise is once these reach 100%, it drops them into the tray at the bottom to store them. them, and that drop does make a lot of noise. As you'd imagine, a battery falling onto plastic is the sound that it makes, and so it can be a little bit loud, so you can set that up to pause during your sleep schedule, especially if you have this in like a bedroom or something. You're not going to want that rude awakening of it just something dropping on plastic, and so you can pause that, which is a really nice feature. You can also set up the charging mode, so I have it set to fast mode. To be honest, I've never really tried standard mode. As soon as I got the app connected, I swapped it over to fast and I leave it there because it's faster. I don't know if there's a benefit to using the standard mode over the fast mode, but in fast charge from 0% to 100, it takes about 2.5 hours. In standard, it takes about 3.8 hours, so just kind of seemed like it made sense. I guess a lot of the times when I'm charging these, I don't need them immediately, so it doesn't really make a huge difference, but really, really cool item. Super excited about this. Like I said, I will make a dedicated video where you can see it a little bit better without me having to tilt it and set that alarm off. But for now, pricing on these, $95.99 for just the Ostation itself, and it goes up to $119.99 after the sale. If you get it with one box of batteries, which includes 8 2100 milliamp batteries, that's $99.73, so only less than $4 difference there. I think that's probably your best value. It goes up to $132.98. If you go with 2 boxes of these batteries, it goes up to $109.47, so a little bit more of a jump there, but you're still getting a bulk discount there. After the sale, it'll be $145.97, and then I only have 2 boxes, but if you get it with 4 boxes, it goes up to $125.99, and then after the sale, $167.99. So you can get some pretty steep discounts. I haven't actually checked, but I would imagine they sell the batteries separately as well. But if you're ordering the Ostation for the first time, obviously it makes sense to order it with some batteries. But we'll leave the rest of that for the regular video, dedicated video on the Ostation X. Also pulled some of the items I already had from this sale that are on sale for the sale. And so 2 of the 3 are in the configurations on sale. One of them is a different version of it, but it's the exact same thing. And so we'll start with the freebie for this month, which is the i3E EOS. This is the blue porcelain version. Really, really cool looking pattern on here. I'm actually going to move this a little bit further off screen here, and you can hear those rubber feet going to work just so it doesn't focus on that. But here we have the blue porcelain. I love the color and the pattern on this. We've done separate videos on all 3 of these flashlights, so if you want more information, check those out. But this is a simple twist-on flashlight powered by a AAA battery. Plenty of brightness for its size and form factor. Great for carrying on your keychain. In fact, that's exactly what it's made for. These are free, and so you don't need to add anything else to your cart. If you just order this, you'll pay $5 for shipping. If you end up ordering other things that meet the free shipping threshold, these will be completely free. Outside of the sale, they charge about $12.99. Although I got this one during the last sale, and I'm glad I ordered a little bit before the sale was over, because I think these sold out and they went to a plain colored one. I don't remember if it was orange, OD green, or black, but they went to a plain colored version of them. And so I would imagine it's possible that happens again with this sale. So if this is something you'd want, I would jump on it a little bit earlier in the sale rather than waiting till the last day when you have more coins or whatever, coupons, whatever the case may be, and then just kind of doing a separate order if you really want to wait for those coupons. Yes, that means you end up paying for the shipping, but then at least you get the flashlight. So that's our freebie. We also have the OClip Pro on sale during this sale. This exact version with the dragon and the zodiac signs is not for sale. However, they do have a Year of the Snake one, which looks really cool. They also have some plain colored versions. The OClip Pro is obviously an upgraded version of the OClip. It's a little bit bigger, but it also has a lot more features, more battery life, has this great robust clip, and then a magnet on the back as well, so you have multiple different mounting options. And then they introduced the selector switch, similar to what we see on the Arkfeld family, that really just kind of puts this one over the top, makes controls super easy. We have our red light mode as well as a spotlight and a floodlight mode, and you can switch while it's on, which is kind of cool, so you can just swap between those modes really quickly. And you can see we have 3 different lights on here, so 1 for each of those modes. And obviously while you have it selected, you can hold it to cycle through the various modes, and then again you can swap through the modes while it's on, and it will also stick to the mode that you're on. So you notice that in this case I was on the low mode, but if I go to the high mode and go over, it'll stay on the high mode for our other lighting options. So that's really cool, and these are on sale for $31.99, which is a nice discount from their normal price point of $39.99. Always love these kind of right angle flashlights, as well as these sort of rectangular flashlights like the Arkfeld Ultra. And so I don't know if the other versions of the Arkfeld are on sale, but the Ultra is the latest version in their OAL, which is their O aluminum. It's this super tough and durable aluminum material that they developed in-house, and so it's supposed to be a lot more sturdy than regular aluminum. In fact, even a little bit stronger than titanium, and so has this great anodization. I think they call this color OD green, and so this is the only color they're offering this sale. I think they have both clear light and neutral light, and so you have those two options. But this is a great light, usually $119.99. For the sale, it goes down to $95.99. I have one of the standard versions that has the UV only, so if you don't use like the UV or the laser, you can select one of the versions that has only one or the other. It's not going to have the OAL, but you can save a little bit of money if you know you're not going to utilize this. You also have the battery indicator on the Ultra, which is a really nice option. So we have our green laser pointer in the center selector position, UV light in the left selector position, and I actually end up using this more than anything else recently. I don't know if it's because I've been going to a lot of knife shows or what, but I find myself using a lot of UV lately for just kind of charging glow-in-the-dark material to show it off. And so last but not least, on our right section, we have our regular LED light, and again, you can just cycle through those modes just like you would with a single selector mode, but with this one you can easily swap between them using that selector. And while it's on, you can see those green battery indicator bars. They go off after a second, but you can see this one's in the top 25% of its charge with 4 green bars. It goes down to 3 bars after 75%, and so on and so forth. But one of my favorite lights, one of my favorite form factors, even over the right angle lights, I don't know why, I just like these kind of wedge style lights that you can set down on any side. There's a great form factor, and the selector on here is perfect placement, just really user-friendly user interface on it as well, and it gives us all of those different options. So big fan of these, and it is a pretty steep discount. So you're going from $120 down to $96 on this one. So if you know you're going to want one of these anyway, I definitely recommend getting them during one of the sale. These have been included in the last few different sales that they've done, and so to be able to get it for about $25 off is a pretty steep discount. So definitely recommend waiting for a sale if you end up seeing this in the future and missing it. You obviously can use my coupon code, but that only saves about 10%, which is not going to be anywhere near that $25. You're going to be closer to about $12 or so there. So I'll leave that in the description anyway if you do choose to order it outside of sale times. But those are the items that I had available that are part of this sale. They only sent over the OCstation for this video, but had the other ones on deck. Again, you're not going to be able to get this exact OClip, but different color versions, as well as the Year of the Snake version, which is probably the version I would go with if I didn't already have one. But lots of other stuff on there as well. Make sure to browse the site. They're also doing like a daily sign-in bonus. I think I might have missed the first day already because I went in after 9 o'clock. But either way, they're doing daily sign-in bonus where you can get coins, points, coupons, and even a free O-strip at the end of the month. And so that extends way past the end of this sale. So definitely make sure you're doing that on the daily through the app if that's something you want to take advantage of. But let me know if you're picking up anything during this sale. Like I said, I have dedicated videos on each of the flashlights shown here, and I will have a dedicated Ostation X video in the future if you want a little bit more in depth. I know I wasn't able to show it that well here in the preview video. But thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, checking out some of my other content. Again, I'll link to the Olight sale down in the description of the video. And as always, I hope you have a great one. Take care.